Oh, it's the open. Yes, that's awesome. Yay! It's our first time doing this, our Brewing Local special right here, our streaming show. Thank you so much for joining us. I am Neda Iranpour here with News 8, and so excited because for the debut of this Brewing Local streaming show, we have Brandon Hernández himself, the founder of San Diego Beer News, joining us today. And me and Brandon go way back. Brandon and I go way back, over 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Almost 15
Way over a decade now, yeah.
He was the first person I ever interviewed about beer when I did a beer special, like way back. It was at a different station in San Diego, XETV, that is no longer, but
we're still here.
We are still here, yes. And the industry is thriving in so many ways. And Brandon, you've been at the beginning of it all. I want to show this to our viewers right now. I don't know if anyone can recall this, but it is like an art. It is I wouldn't say ancient artifact, but 2014, it goes way back. Yeah. And you started this. You put this together.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was a labor of love right there, but it was really great. I had a bunch of different people within the industry and around the industry kind of contribute their thoughts on all of the breweries in town. So in addition to just knowing where they were at, you knew kind of what they were all about from people who really knew. It was pretty sweet. It was like the Zagat of beer guides, if anybody knows what that is.
It's like literally Bolt Brewery. I mean, literally, you had the maps, how to get to them, and then fun information about each brewery.
Like what was around them. Like the map says closest breweries to it. I wish that something like that was still around, but I'm so busy with San Diego Beer News now that I could never do that now. Right. But luckily, it's a great resource in itself, so it works out.
It works out, and the fact that you have been covering beer for this long since, I mean, back in the day, how many did San Diego start with? We had a couple dozen breweries, right?
Well, at the time I started, it was less than 24, I believe, operating brew houses. I still remember the day somebody came up to me and said, well, we have 30 brew houses in San Diego County operating all at the same time. I'm like, wow, that's a lot.
That is 30, but now we're right 150 at least.
Over 150, and that's just facilities. There's also, like satellite tasting rooms and things like that. So yeah, we're around almost 200 on that.
Amazing. It has evolved so much, and that's a testament to how good our beer is. Craft beer here in San Diego has turned me into a total beer snob. I will proudly say.
A total beer fanatic is what you meant to say, because you're definitely not a snob.
I mean, I definitely appreciate our beer, and every time we leave town or go somewhere else, I'm like, oh, I just want one of our local breweries to be able to sell here and do their thing here. So it's great to see how much it's grown in popularity. So much so now that, Brandon, you have an award ceremony that's now, in it? 6th year.
We just celebrated the 6th year. You were there co-hosting with me.
So
it was
great.
Awesome.
So much fun.
You brought so much to it. It was great.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for letting me be a little part of it. But what I loved so much about it all is every year when you do this, we get to see our friends, the brewers, the beer tenders, all the people in marketing, the people who help make San Diego beer thrive and succeed. I mean, there's some dedicated people that work really, really hard that are good friends now because of the years of, getting to know them.
No, and seeing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them at one time is always great, if not, just a little much. I want to be in the crowd instead of hosting most years because it's just a really fun bunch.
Yeah, no, totally. It's like very much one of those where it's a big reunion for people that work in the industry that get to see each other. And I will say, Brandon, for everyone that has ever had the chance to meet you and you've been to their brewery, they always say the nicest things. Like, Brandon is here, he supports us.
Oh, that's beyond nice to hear.
You're a huge reason why the beer industry is so big here. I know you're a humble guy. You don't necessarily like to hear a ton of compliments, but I'm going to shower you with them.
I might not be able to take them, but I do love to hear them.
I mean, it is important to recognize and celebrate what our beer scene has done here. And I think these breweries really appreciate it. To get the awards, that giant trophy, customer service trophy, to proudly put that in front. And you're the one that's, tallying all the votes. You're making it happen. It's so much work, right?
It's a lot of work, but it's like one of the most gratifying things I've ever done in my entire life. And that's why we keep doing it. And I love the fact that people do actually appreciate it because that's huge. The fact that it means something to them. There's this episode of The Office where Dwight Schrute takes over and he's got Schrute bucks, and he says like, don't you guys want to earn Schrute bucks? That's kind of how I felt when I started. I'm like, you guys don't want these medals? But actually they do. And it's really great to see that they realize that it's from fan and industry voting, and that they're being recognized by their peers and the people who really matter to them. And so it does have, a gravity to it, and they appreciate it. And it just means the world to me to just be able to get everyone together for a great party, and then recognize folks and just celebrate like a family reunion. It's amazing.
And this year's, it was at Harland Brewing. So I'm going to show, obviously, we see this everywhere. Harland has taken over like all the liquor stores.
Oh, they're doing great.
They are.
In these times that are different than any time I think in the history of the American craft beer movement, they've figured out how to navigate things well and lead with creativity and things like that. They certainly did with the awards. They were great hosts for the awards, in addition to kind of like redoing their patio and just rolling out the red carpet. They also did 6 collaboration beers, put them in a 6-pack.
Who collaboration beers. I know. I think you have the 6-pack right there.
I do indeed.
Yes.
Let me show it off for the people at home.
Show it off. There's the camera.
Wait,
so look, 6 different beers, different styles.
There we go.
Yeah, you got it. There it is. Nice front and center.
Flip it around. You've got more pretty colors.
It's so pretty too. Look, and it says San Diego Beer Awards right there.
It really does.
And it's a collaboration. What they did was different regions, right? Tell us how they created these.
Okay, so every year we award Best Regional Brewery Awards because you couldn't just have Best Brewery because there's so many breweries. So we do East, West, South, North, and Central. So they did collaborations with brewers in all of those different regions and made a beer for each of the regions, plus one with me, which was really nice.
And that says a lot of how much they are a community. I mean, these brewers support each other. They're happy to collaborate. They had how many breweries join them at Harland? I mean,
dozens
multiples.
and dozens. But and when they did it, they made them lunch from scratch and all this fun stuff. And everybody was just, basically had to kind of take a day off to participate in that. But there was no shortage of people who were willing to do that because that's just what the industry is about.
And Harland did win as one of the 5, what was it? The best regional for the East?
They were best regional in East, and then you had Fall and Central. You had Pure Project in the North, Virgin Beer Company in the West.
Okay.
And then North Park Beer Company in the South.
That's awesome. And I remember North Park also got called up for their, what was it, the best expansion? Is that right? Am I saying that? Or Hopnonymous?
That was Hopnonymous.
Hopnonymous got expansion because of their new location in North Park.
Normal Heights.
Normal Heights. I'm getting my regions all messed up.
Yeah, that's the thing when you live in this. It's like that. But North Park Beer Company won 5 golds, if I'm not mistaken. So they did a wonderful job. They had the most golds of anybody. And then Virgin Beer Company, we were talking about in the West, they won Champion Brewery for having the most overall awards in first through third place.
Okay.
So they
well
rocked that.
done. I mean, it's so fun to see how excited everyone gets. The whole team shows up. They take pictures together and
it's the
cheers
best.
together. Lots of beers are poured and all of that. Then the customer service, the giant trophy you were talking about. Who won that one?
The aforementioned Hopnonymous Brewing, right down the street from here. Actually, I love those guys. They are a small but energetic team of people who really understand that their success hinges on the really great cult fan base that they've created. So like they've been in Kearny Mesa for years, but then they moved over, like you said, to Normal Heights, and it was just a hit from the start. And that only happens when you've really done a good job with that.
Yeah. Well done to them. I know Cece is part of the team that is always there greeting all of us. I love her.
Great.
And then Remy and Hunter and all of these guys. Vanguard Brewer, who did that go to?
That went to Sean McElhaney of McElhaney Brewing, and all the past winners came up to kind of pat him on the back, and they didn't know who was going to win until we called it out. So that was pretty fun, but he was really moved by the whole thing, which as he should be, because that is voted on by his contemporaries, his peers within the industry only.
So nice. Yeah.
So they know what he's been bringing to the table for a long time. Him and his dad, when they founded Alpine Beer and then transitioned to McElhaney. They've done a wonderful job.
They're up in Alpine, such a great spot. If you're going camping, you have to stop there.
Yeah, and if you're not, it's definitely worth the trip.
It's worth the trip.
It's a couple of miles, but it's worth it. Even these days, in this day and age of gas.
Oh, their beer is delicious. It's worth it for sure. Best new brewery. Which one won for that?
Michi Brew Co. in San Marcos, in the former site of Double Peak. They have brought Polynesian vibes and really good beers to that spot near the Double Peak Trail.
Okay, very good. Brandon, we have so much to get into. I know you've had your latest articles that we want to talk about on San Diego Beer News, including Barley and Sword expanding, which is exciting, and then the update on the Lost Abbey. They're fans of Lost Abbey and Tommy Arthur. So many of us want to hear how they're doing, and then also how they make beer out of agave. So stay with us. We're going to take a quick break here, and we will be right back. Welcome back to our Brewing Local special, where we get to talk about all things San Diego craft beer. There's so much to talk about in this industry. As we know, it has evolved so much. And the man behind a lot of this news that we are constantly getting about craft beer is Brandon Hernández. Hi, Brandon.
Hello. Good to be here.
Hello. With San Diego Beer News. So if we could pull up the website, your website that you work so hard on, putting together all kinds of great articles. You're usually the first to break a lot of these updates that we get on some of our favorite spots.
Good old San Diego Beer.news. Don't do .com, it won't work. So San Diego Beer.news, and follow us on the socials at SD Beer News as well.
I love it. And your website, you cover such a wide variety of topics when it comes to beer, because people need to know there's so many different angles and things, not just the expansions, but also, things like making beer out of agave, which I didn't realize is a thing.
Yeah, sugar is sugar, it ferments out. Like the yeast love to eat it, and they turn it into alcohol, and it's a wonderful thing. That's
how things become alcohol. But let's talk first about Barley and Sword Brewing, because we've had them on our show in the past. This brewery now expanding. How exciting is it, first of all, for you to cover expansions? I feel like that we hear about a lot, and it's a sign of good things, right?
Right, especially in a challenging time. It's great to see people growing and doing good things, and have their all their efforts rewarded. That's what I see when I see an expansion. It's like somebody's doing things right, and people are responding, and now they're going to get to reap the benefits of that.
Right.
So Barley and Sword started in North Park in a lease to brew spot called Brewery Igniter. They've been around about 2+ years, and now they have taken over a spot that used to be called Jacked Up Brewery in Escondido. Nice, larger facility. Gives them a lot more ability to brew more beer, but also house more people in their tasting room, because the tasting room was always like the big draw at Jacked Up. They had a great professional stage up on the corner, and they still have that over at Barley and Sword. So in addition to all of the old world beers that they're famous for, from England and Belgium and Germany, they can also have live music all the time, but they do some really unique programming over there. So they have something called night fights, and it's doesn't happen at night. Well, I guess it could, but it's like people in armor with swords and medieval weapons going at it.
Actual knights, people dressed as knights. They
I mean, you tell me another brewery, you're going to see that.
That's really special. I mean, their logo alone has the barley and the sword, as it's called. But tell us, these night fights happen. People get into this.
Every now and again, if you follow them on their socials, they'll let you know when they're happening. But I'm surprised word hasn't gotten out to the mainstream, because it's really something. But we'll have some news on Barley and Sword coming out on Friday. So if you want to check back to the website then, it's pretty exciting, and it's another sign of positive things for them.
Good. A teaser right here on Brewing Local. Very good. So it's nice to see that was founded by a Navy veteran too, right?
Yeah, two of them actually.
Two of them. Nice. We saw the pictures of them earlier. But it's cool that they are keeping up with the old world themes. And
absolutely. When so many people are all about just West Coast IPA and just crushable lagers, they're daring to go outside that. And I think that's really awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty great. All things agave. Colby, it looks so familiar in the beer scene, because obviously he's been around for a while. From Ballast Point to now agave. Describe what is this? What has he done?
Okay, so there's a lot to discuss in what he's done. Colby Chandler, for those who don't know, was a 25-year veteran of Ballast Point. He helped invent Sculpin. He managed Home Brew Mart for a long, long time. He was one of the first and most influential San Diego Brewers Guild presidents of all time. He helped with the first San Diego Beer Week, the first San Diego Guild Fest that we all have come to love. And now he's been out of the industry for several years, practicing being retired is what he likes to say. But now he's back with a new venture that he's part of called All Things Agave. And what it does is celebrate agave in different beverages, including beer, which he's making, and it's out there. It's already won an award. The San Diego County Fair, it's called Zappo. Zappo Cream Ale was that beer.
Nice.
But they also are, having spirits imported from Mexico.
Okay.
So they've got like mezcal and tequila coming up that are quality that aren't available now. So it's a multi-pronged business. It's got a lot going for it, but of course I'm interested in the beer part, and it's going great. So he's done a lot of collaborations, agave beers with other breweries here in San Diego County. So you can find them on tap at places like San Diego Brewing Company, Ocean Beach Brewery, stuff like that. Yeah.
All right, look for that. Keep it here. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll talk more about the Lost Abbey. They're taking on a new spot, it sounds like. So we'll get into that in just a couple minutes. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back here to our Brewing Local special. We want to talk now about the Lost Abbey. This an awesome spot.
I always want to talk about Lost Abbey.
I love the Lost Abbey. If you haven't been to church, this is your chance.
Yeah.
They have that great location in the East Village. A perfect spot to go to before you head out to Padres games. I love the church for multiple reasons, but Tommy Arthur being one of the reasons.
Yeah, he's a good one. He's a good reason to like it.
Guy.
Yeah.
I mean, every time I see him, so sweet and so humble. He's like you. He doesn't realize how great he is, or he doesn't want to accept, I think, what it is. But he has done such a great job with craft beer, starting a pizza port, right? I mean, tell us about Tommy.
Yeah, so he started out at this little brewery down in downtown, and then eventually went to Pizza Port, where he was making beers that other people were making, including this ode to himself, Cuvée de Tommy, which is a barrel-aged sour brown Flemish style ale, and he caught the notoriety of a lot of people. He moved up, made a lot of great beers, including hoppy beers and Belgian style beers is where he really had a passion. So the owners of Pizza Port worked with him to open this thing called Port Brewing in the Lost Abbey, which was a double-headed monster making great hoppy beers and then great Belgian style beers that had sours and barrel-aged beers as well.
His barrel ages, like I still have them in my mouth. Like the thoughts of them, I'm like, oh, what was that? Was so good. Bring it back.
That would be wonderful. But so now he's up in Vista.
Okay.
He's based there, and he's got several tasting rooms in Cardiff, San Alejo, and then, of course, the church, which is awesome. If you haven't been there, you have to go check it out for a Padres game or just because. Now he's going to open another one in a spot in Miramar, at the Miralani's Maker District. This place used to house Thunderhawk ailments, and then after that, a bar. So it's got all the bare bones, and he's going to transform it into something that, again, it's like got the monastic theme, a little Catholicism going on there, along with great beers, and so it's pretty exciting for him because Miramar is a great area for breweries, has been traditionally, and now he's going to be part of it as well. So when you go down there for your little tour, you can hit a bunch of spots at one time, and his will be one of them.
Add it to your spot of many to go visit, because there's like so many. Pure Project, you got it all right. AleSmith, they're all Miramar. Duckfoot,
I mean, shoot, White Labs, they're all there.
They're all there. It's so fun. So I'm glad to see that they're doing well and continuing to, again, another expansion, which is awesome to hear.
Yes.
Let's also talk about Burning Beard. You and I went there not that long ago. Well, I guess it was a long time ago. I was on maternity leave.
It feels like yesterday.
It was a great day.
Yeah.
We went out to Burning Beard in El Cajon, a great East County spot. So many people love them. What's going to be going on with them?
Yeah, they have a great following down there that loves to celebrate them and what they do. They make all these great different kinds of beers. It's one of the most varied tap lists in the entire planet. They have a very unique punk rock type motif going on. It's someplace I love going, but I'm going to have to take a pause on that because as of Sunday, they're going to be shutting down temporarily.
Okay, temporary. Don't worry.
It's nothing bad. Their lease is just run up there, but they have a new spot. They've had it for almost a year now. They've been trying to get it all permitted. Once that happens, they're going to construct the new space, and they should be open later this year. But it's just unfortunate that there's this little pause, but the place is going to be much bigger.
Okay.
You can make more beer. I think the tasting room is like triple the size of the current one. They're going to have a giant outdoor beer garden that's kind of like German themed. So it's going to be worth it. Will they still
have that jukebox?
They will still have they've got to have the jukebox. There's no way. I mean, the music,
like old school traditional jukebox.
The way too loud music is in their DNA. It's got to be there. But they're going to be right less than a mile away at Gillespie Field.
Okay,
so
good.
Pretty
at
cool.
Gillespie Field, that's pretty unique.
Yeah, right on the border there by the runway. So
that's
pretty sweet. You can watch the planes take off and to punk rock.
Every time a plane takes off, you have a sip of your beer. This is tradition in San Diego. I feel like whether you're at Liberty Station or there.
Seriously, yes.
Okay, so we have until this Sunday to go check out the current spot, Burning Beard, and then they're going to be closing temporarily.
Yes, I'll be doing the pilgrimage. Yes,
I love that. I know. Yeah, we need to visit them before that happens, and then go celebrate when they open again.
Exactly.
I love that you are on top of all of this, Brandon, because really you're my source for a lot of places. Where do I want to go every weekend? Let me check out San Diego Beer News.
I'm glad it works. That's the whole point. So
info.
thank you. I'm glad to hear that it's utile like that.
I love it. We are going to take another quick break here, and we'll be right back in 2 minutes. So don't go anywhere. See, I knew we would have so much to talk about. I'm sad it's ending. Brandon, it's always
We're not even a beer in. I mean, come on.
Right? we do want to make sure everyone at home and everyone that's watching this right now knows where to get the latest in San Diego's beer news. What's your website? Tell us again.
All right. www.sandiegobeer.news. That's the important part. And then if you want to follow us on socials, SD Beer News on Instagram, and you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, stuff like that. One thing, if you want all the news brought to you because you're like me and you're really busy and you can't go to a website every day or something like that, just sign up on our website for the free email newsletter every Friday morning at 6 o'clock. We'll send it out and you'll be up to date with everything.
Get the newsletter. It's seriously, I look forward to it every week.
Thank you.
It's a good one. And Friday morning, you also have breaking news that you're going to bring to us about yet another brewery, right?
Yet another barley and sword piece of great news. And it's going to be worth it. It's really cool stuff.
Good. Oh my gosh. Thank you for working so hard to keep this industry, keep us all up to date on what's happening in this industry. And really, you represent the good people of beer here in San Diego. So
it's a pleasure and actually a privilege. So thank you.
They're an awesome group of people. So head out to your local brewery, support local all the way, and really cheers to them. I know I have the news to do at 11. I wish we could crack one open, but we cannot, unfortunately. But stay tuned because every Monday at 10:30, you'll be able to watch Brewing Local right here on our streaming channel. This will also live on our website, cbs8.com/brewinglocal, where you can watch this if you missed any part of it. And I'll be back here on Monday with a brewery that's going to be joining us here in the studio. So stay tuned to that. Thank you for joining us.